Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Sabah Yaiwali and I'm a student at Rehan Teacher Training Institute. And I warmly welcome you all to today's AI session. Our topic is how to set boundaries in relationship and stay true to yourself. So healthy relationships are built on trust, respect, and clear boundaries. Setting boundaries doesn't mean pushing people away. It means protecting your values, emotion, time, and well-being while maintaining positive connection with others. When we learn to communicate our limits with confidence and kindness, we build stronger relationship and develop great self-respect. So in today's session, we will explore why boundaries are important, how to express them respectfully, and how staying true to yourself and can lead to a happier, healthier, and more balanced life. We will also discuss how AI can help us improve our communication, confidence, and decision making skill in everyday relationship. So let's begin our discussion and learn together. First of all, hello.
Hi there. It's great to hear from you. What's on your mind today?
Today my topic of discussion is how to set boundaries in relationship and stay true to yourself. So my first question is, what are the healthy boundaries in relationship?
That's a really meaningful topic. Setting healthy boundaries in relationships is all about knowing your own limits and communicating them clearly and kindly to others. For example, a healthy boundary might be saying no to activities that don't align with your values. Absolutely. And it's really important to remember that boundaries are a form of self respect. They help you stay true to yourself and maintain healthy relationships at the same time.
Okay, then is setting boundaries selfish? Why and why not?
That's a great question. Setting boundaries isn't selfish at all. In fact, it's just the opposite. By setting boundaries, you're actually being honest about what you need to be your best self, which helps both you and the people around you. It's a healthy and respectful way to communicate so everyone knows where they stand.
Okay, then how do boundaries improve trust in relationship?
Absolutely. Boundaries and trust really go hand in hand. When you set clear boundaries, it actually builds trust because both people understand each other's needs and limits. It creates a safe space where trust can really grow.
Okay, then what is the difference between healthy and unhealthy boundaries?
Well, the main difference is that healthy boundaries are set in a way that respects both your needs and the other person's needs. Unhealthy boundaries, on the other hand, might be too rigid or too loose. They might lead to feelings of resentment or being taken advantage of. It's all about finding that balance.
And how can we identify when someone is crossing your boundaries?
One way to identify when someone is crossing your boundaries is to listen to your own feelings. If you start feeling consistently uncomfortable, resentful, or even drained, it might be a sign that a boundary is being crossed. It's all about tuning into those internal signals.
And how can we say no politely without hurting others?
One gentle way to say no is to acknowledge the other person's request first and then explain your own needs. For example, you can say something like, I really appreciate you asking, but I need to take some time for myself right now. This way you're being honest and respectful at the same time.
And what is mean by physical boundaries?
Physical boundaries are all about your personal space and comfort with physical touch. For instance, it might mean whether you're comfortable with hugs or how close you're comfortable standing next to someone. It's just about your physical comfort zone.
And what are emotional boundaries?
Emotional boundaries are about protecting your own emotional well being. They help you decide what kind of emotional energy you let in and how you share your feelings. For example, it might mean knowing when to say no to taking on someone else's emotional burden.
And how can we protect our mental peace while maintaining relationship?
One way is to practice self care and remember that it's okay to say no sometimes. It's also important to communicate openly with the people around you about what you need. That way, you can maintain those relationships while still protecting your own mental peace.
And can boundaries make relationships stronger?
Absolutely. When both people understand and respect each other's boundaries, it builds trust and mutual respect. This can definitely make relationships a lot stronger in the long run.
And how do toxic relations ignore personal growth or boundaries?
Well, in a toxic relationship, there's often a lack of respect for personal boundaries, and that can really stifle your growth. You might feel like you can't express yourself or pursue your own goals. It's important to recognize those signs.
And what are some signs of toxic relationship?
Some common signs might include feeling like you're always walking on eggshells, experiencing constant criticism, or noticing that, in a nutshell, if you often find yourself feeling drained, anxious, or disrespected, those could be signs of a toxic relationship. It's important to trust your feelings and take care of yourself.
And should we have different boundaries with families, friends, and colleagues?
Absolutely. It makes sense to have different boundaries for different groups. For example, you might share more personal details with close friends than you would with colleagues, and that's perfectly normal.
And should we have, how can parents teach children about healthy boundaries?
One way parents can teach children is by modeling those boundaries themselves. It's about showing kids what it looks like to say no respectfully and to express their own needs.
And how can AI help us learn better communication skills?
Well, an AI can be a great practice partner. It can help you role play different scenarios, give you tips on how to phrase things more effectively, and offer gentle feedback along the way.
And what happens when we don't express our feelings honestly?
When we hold our feelings back, it can lead to misunderstandings or even resentment over time. It's healthier for everyone if we can be honest and open.
And how can we avoid people pleasing behavior?
Well, one way is to practice checking in with yourself before saying yes to something. It's okay to pause and consider whether it truly aligns with your needs or if you're just trying to keep others happy.
And why is respecting others' boundaries equally important?
Respecting others' boundaries is important because it shows that we value their comfort and their feelings. It helps build trust and respect in any relationship.
Then how can social media affect personal boundaries?
Social media can sometimes blur personal boundaries because it often encourages us to share more than we might in person. And it can make it a bit harder to separate our private and public lives.
And how can we remain kind while being firm?
It's all about using a respectful tone and clear language. You can say no gently, thank the other person for understanding, and still stick to your own limits.
And what should we do if someone repeatedly ignores boundaries?
In that case, it's important to have a direct conversation with them about how their actions are affecting you. Sometimes people need that clarity.
And is it okay to take a break from a relationship from our mental health?
Absolutely. It is completely okay. Taking a break can give you the space you need to recharge and come back feeling more balanced.
And how can boundaries help reduce stress and anxiety?
Well, boundaries help reduce stress and anxiety because they create a sense of safety and predictability. We know what to expect and what's expected of us.
Can saying yes too often become harmful?
Yes, absolutely. When we say yes too often, we can end up overwhelmed, stretched too thin, and it can lead to burnout or even resentment over time. So it's really important to balance those yeses with a few nos.
And what are the workplaces boundaries and why are they important?
Workplace boundaries are the guidelines and expectations we set around our professional roles, responsibilities, and interactions. They're important because they help us maintain a healthy work-life balance, reduce stress, and ensure that everyone understands their limits and responsibilities.
And how can we balance helping others without sacrificing ourselves?
It's really about balancing time and energy. We can offer help when we have the capacity and set limits when we don't, ensuring we protect our own well-being too.
And what advice would you give someone who struggle to set boundaries?
I'd say start small and practice. It's okay to begin with little boundaries before tackling bigger ones. And remember, it's a skill that gets easier with time.
And what is one boundary that has positively changed our life?
Honestly, a habit of gratitude can be truly life changing. Just taking a moment each day to reflect on what you're thankful for can shift your entire outlook.
And how can forgiveness and boundaries exist together?
Forgiveness and boundaries can absolutely coexist. Forgiveness allows us to let go of resentment, while boundaries help us protect ourselves moving forward.
Okay, thank you. Today we learned that setting healthy boundaries is not about creating distance from others. It is about respecting ourselves while also respecting the people around us. Healthy boundaries help us build stronger relationships and improve our confidence, protect our mental well-being, and stay true to our values. So remember saying no when necessary and communicating honestly and respecting both your own boundaries and those of others are sign of strength and not weakness. I hope today's discussion has inspired you to values and communication with confidence and create healthy relationship in every area of your life. Thank you once again for your active participation and keep learning, keep growing, and keep using AI as your learning partner. It's me, Sabai Aibali, and signing off.